This is the SykeRound Syke Ultra Fat Tire e-bike. It has front and rear suspension along with some in the seat to smooth out the ride. It is a Class 3 e-bike with a 750 watt rear hub motor along with a 9-speed Shimano drivetrain and hydraulic brakes. It is time to test it out. Alright, let's see how fast this thing goes. I'm going to start using throttle only, see how long it takes to get up to speed, and I'm hitting 20 already. Feel like that's probably about where it's gonna cut off, but actually we're still climbing up to 24, 25. Some other bikes cut off at 20s using throttle only, so this one gets a bit faster, right around 25 at the moment, 26. So cruising pretty good for throttle only. Now I'm going to see where it ends up while I'm pedaling, and right away I'm noticing that the seat post is not long enough for me. I put it in the top position and my legs are not happy with it. So I'm 6 feet tall and the seat post is not quite long enough for me. I'm hitting 28 pretty easily. I'm putting a little bit of effort in, but not a whole lot. Now I'll just spin the cranks and not even engage, and it's still hitting 28, so that seems to be the cutoff. The other thing that I'm noticing right away is the skinny bars and the long stem. I'm pretty used to modern mountain bikes which have the opposite, so that is something to get used to again. Definitely some different handling characteristics, and it makes my arms feel a little bit more straight and the bike feel more stretched out than I thought it would. Okay, I'm going to see how this thing does off-road, just on our mountain bike trails, which are pretty mellow. I wouldn't want to take it on anything too aggressive, but I think it should be able to handle these. There are just a few logs to deal with, and right away I could feel on that log that the fork is really soft, even compared to the rear shock. The shock held up better, didn't bottom out while the fork did, so something to get used to, I guess. And it also feels like I'm in mode 3, and it seems a little bit too fast, like it just wants to keep going faster than I really want to go on these trails. So I might have to try bumping that down, but you do have brakes that cut the motor off pretty quickly if you need to. As soon as you touch them, they will cut power. Ooh, like I needed to right there since it's so wet today. The brake levers themselves have pretty decent feel, probably better than the other bikes I've tried. Nice easy pull and a solid engagement, but feels like maybe they aren't quite broken in yet. They're still pretty weak. Probably need to drag them and try to get those pads gripping better. I bumped the assist down to 1, and now it's a little bit slow. I'm pedaling faster than it wants to go, so let's try 2 on these trails and see how that does. Here's the biggest hill on the trail. No problem getting up that. Now we get a little technical, see if I can make this skinny. I'm really surprised at how easy the fork bottoms out. It's definitely a lot softer than the other bikes with similar forks that I've tried. Let's take a closer look at the fork here. If I just put my weight up front, it will actually bottom out, so it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to hit its stopping point. And it kind of looks like it should go all the way, but the travel is not that entire distance. You can slow it down by twisting this, and if you go all the way, it's a complete lockout, but I don't want that for the trails, so I'll try backing it off 1 or 2. Hopefully it will just slow it down and not bottom out quite as easy. Got some downhill action, couple berms, little jump, and another jump. It's heavy, but I got in the air. Let's see how it does on some bigger rocks now. Rock garden here. Oh, that fork was a bit rough, but made a lap. After riding it off-road a little bit, I did notice that the wide seat was getting in the way of my legs when I wanted to lean back, so that's a little bit different. I would prefer a bit more skinny of a seat. The grip on the left here started spinning, and these grips are pretty hard, so going to something softer, maybe a bigger diameter, would add some comfort to the ride. I'm going to try a quick technical line here using throttle only to see how much power it has when you don't help it out. Just enough around that corner and up that hill, and see if I can get over these telephone poles here. Oh yeah, I think I caught a rock on the kickstand here, but it held up. While it did handle those trails, I wouldn't really recommend it for that type of riding. It made a lot of noise and it just didn't feel that great in the tight woods. Something like this that is more open, flat, and straight is where the bike felt more at home. The bumps were small enough that the suspension could do a better job, and I could cruise at a comfortable speed. If you want to learn more about this bike or pick one up for yourself, you can check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.